A very good evening to one and all present here. Students, in this video, we will discuss about a very important system of our body known as the nervous system in humans. At the first glimpse, you will see that this system is very much complicated, but if you will read it through diagrams, so it will be very easy for you to understand. Nervous system is a very vast system as compared to your respiratory and your circulatory system. So I have divided it into many parts. This currently we will discuss its first part, and that is study of brain. So first of all, you can see this is the diagram of the brain, but before I give you the explanation about its components, let me tell you what is brain. Let me tell you what is brain. See, God, when has created humans in order for the mental thinking functionality of human, God has created brain. Brain is a highly developed organ in human, but it sometimes becomes, it gets rusted also if you don't use it. So brain is a highly developed organ in human body, and it is also a prominent component of the central nervous system. Brain is the commander head of your human body. All the messages and all are transmitted, means brain is the commander head. It instructs each and every neuron to transfer the messages. Now what is neuron and what its structure and components, that I will discuss in part 2. The weight of the brain is 2% of the total weight of the body. It ranges about 1200 grams to 1400 grams. Now, the second study of brain says brain is enveloped by three membranes known as meninges. Since brain is a very delicate and an important organ, its natural protection by the body is there. It is enveloped by three membranes known as the meninges. These meninges contains a fluid for the protection of brain known as cerebrospinal fluid. The function of cerebrospinal fluid is that it protects the brain from shocks and jerks by absorbing them. Since brain has to do many functions, so brain also have many sections, means it has divided its power into various parts. So there are three parts of brain: your cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Now first we will discuss about cerebrum. Now cerebrum is very much big. See over here, it is starting like this, whereas cerebellum and medulla oblongata is still very small as compared to your cerebrum. So what is cerebrum? Cerebrum is the uppermost, largest and prominent part of the brain. It occupies most of the area of the skull, and cerebrum is having many ridges and grooves in it. It is because in order to increase the surface area for the accommodation of nerve cells. It also has a furrow which divides the cerebrum into right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemisphere. The right cerebral hemisphere controls the left and the left controls the right. The function of student's cerebrum is conduction of thoughts and intelligence, movement, like if there is any type of touch, so you will feel, vision, smell and taste. These are the functions of cerebrum. Now we will discuss about cerebellum. Cerebellum is basically an egg-lobed structure which is located below the cerebrum. Now don't get confused between cerebrum and cerebellum, just the difference of spelling is there, because by speaking sometimes It looks different, but when you write it, you make error between LLUM and RUM. So be careful about these spellings. Cerebrum is an egg lobe shaped structure located below the cerebrum. The function of cerebellum is that it helps in maintaining the balance of your body. It is not having so many convolutions, means there are strikes and all, but it have many furrows in it. Now we will discuss about the last part and section of the brain, which is known as your medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata is the lowermost part of this brain, and it is located at the base of the skull. It appears to be like a stem of the brain. It arises from the base of the brain and runs through the spinal cord in the posterior region. Medulla oblongata basically controls involuntary functions, for example, your breathing and sneezing and all, etc. So, we have discussed all about this. This is an external view of the brain. We have discussed what is brain cerebrum, and now rest of the study which is left we will do through diagrams. So, now let me move to my next frame. Yeah, it is done. Now this is the internal view of brain. You will see this is the internal view, that is a little bit portion is there. So these, you can see these striking these are the ridges and grooves. This is a furrow which divides the cerebrum into right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemisphere. The As I have told earlier, right cerebral hemisphere controls left part and left part controls the right part. Now some facts, important facts. Some facts is that this thing I have already told you, that 2% is there, and 20% oxygen supply is there. And this also I have already told you earlier, that left part of the brain controls the right and right part of the brain controls the left. I hope that in this video you have understood about what is brain and what are its sections, its function. In the nervous system part 2, we will discuss about the structure of neuron. Then further on we will discuss about spinal cord, reflex action, what is the receptor, stimulus, and rest of the things. By the time, thank you and Jai Jagat. Have a nice day.